Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Kithumar Mamalo Alabat, a first-year computer engineering student of Notre Dame Tacurum College, and today I will be discussing environmental chemistry. So since we all know that chemistry is a branch of science, let us know first who is the father of chemistry. Antoine Lavoisier is the father of chemistry. He was born on August 26, 1743 in Paris, and he died on May 8, 1794. He is a son of a lawyer, and his mother is a daughter of a wealthy family. He also studied law, but after completing his legal studies, he began pursuing scientific researches than practiced law. Chemistry is related to the environment because it helps us understand, monitor, protect, and improve the environment around us. Chemists are developing tools and techniques to make sure that we can see and measure air and water pollution. They have helped to build the evidence that shows now our climate has changed over time. Chemistry is used to study the environment because it helps us understand how chemicals enter and affect the air, water, and soil. Now, what is environmental chemistry? Environmental chemistry is the study of biochemical processes that occur in nature. It also focuses on the effects of chemicals polluting the nature. So it involves the understanding of how the contaminated environment works and which naturally occurring chemicals are present in what concentrations and with what effects. In the absence of this branch of science, it would not be possible to accurately evaluate, assess, and identify the anthropogenic effects like release of hazardous chemicals from industries and pollution on the natural environment. It is a multidisciplinary science that, in addition to chemistry, involves physics, life science, agriculture, material science, public health, sanitary engineering, and so on. To sum up, it can be said that environmental chemistry is the study of impacts, source points, reactions, distinctions of chemical species in the air, water, land, transport, and the impact of human actions on various components on the environment such as hydrosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. Everything in Earth systems can be placed into one of the four major subsystems. These four major subsystems is called spheres. Lithosphere is for land, hydrosphere is for water, biosphere is for the living things, and atmosphere is the air. In short, environmental chemistry helps us understand how chemicals, whether synthetic or natural, behave in the environment such as oceans, soils, atmosphere, and more. But let us not be confused with environmental chemistry and green chemistry because while environmental chemistry focuses on the chemicals polluting the nature, green chemistry is the remedial and solution for it. Now, what are the main problems of environmental chemistry? So, since environmental chemistry focuses on chemicals polluting the nature, they are often found in soil, oceans, or any types of water and in the air. This is an example of chemicals polluting the ocean. From Macanduel, a released oil were transported and moved around to the surface and floats. Some transports to the shore, some transforms into compounds, some evaporates to the atmosphere, some goes photochemical degradation, some oils aggregate and become sediments, and some were decomposed or become biodegraded. When a chemical pollutant enters a body of water, it can impact surrounding wildlife, watershed, and residents. For example, if chemicals get into a freshwater supply that people or animals rely on for drinking, it may no longer be safe for consumption or sanitation purposes. Toxic releases from industrial plants into the environment and agricultural runoff can threaten water supplies in the short term. Next is chemicals polluting the air. Winds can move air pollutants short or very long distances before they can cause harmful impacts. As you can see, most air pollutants, harmful gases, and particles in the air were transported through air deposits on any places it may land in. The class of chemical pollutants are called greenhouse gases, and they may contribute to global warming. Greenhouse gases released as a result of human activities includes carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. The effects of global warming include accelerated ice melt at the Earth's pole, rising sea levels, and loss of species who are unable to adapt. When emissions from industrial plants like sulfur and nitrogen oxides enter the atmosphere, they can produce acid rain. Acid rain can weaken plant life, stress marine animals, and can cause the soil to leach toxic metals. Last is an example of chemicals polluting the land or soil. Most soil contamination or soil pollution is due to human activities. This includes active mining, waste disposal or human wastes, consumption of fossil fuels, fumes generated by transportation, pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers used for agriculture. The more you use pesticides and insecticides to kill pests and insects, the more they become resistant to it, and it will just degrade soil's quality. Aldrin and dieldrin makes insects resistant to it. Aldrin and dieldrin are broad-spectrum insecticides that are contact, stomach, and inhalation poison.
Aldrin is readily converted to dieldrin, which is considered one of the most persistent of all pesticides. These are man-made chemicals that widely use as pesticides and insecticides. Both aldrin and dieldrin are toxic pesticides now banned due to concerns about their impact on human health. This video shows how pesticide is spraying local farming. This video shows how technology helps our farmers on spraying pesticides in farming by using drones. A soil contaminated with dangerous elements, organic chemicals, or pharmaceuticals pose serious risks to human health.
It affects the human health too. Crops or plants grown on such contaminated soil absorb toxic materials from the soil. When animals or human beings consume these crops or plants, the toxic materials is passed into their body. Long-term consumption of these crops may cause chronic diseases which are non-treatable. When long-term exposure to chemical pollutants cause native species within an ecosystem to die, the area experiences loss of diversity and becomes more vulnerable to invasive and undesirable species. It alters the ecosystem's balance by affecting the growth of the living organisms. Chemical pollution can affect animals, including humans, when ingested, breathed in, or absorbed through the skin, cause lesions, alter liver function, or darken the skin. Chemical pollutants may also trigger asthma symptoms in those diagnosed with the disease. Exposure to chemical can also lead to headaches, upper respiratory infections, dizziness, and nose, throat, or eye irritations. The World Health Organization, developing fetuses are among the most sensitive to some types of chemical pollution, as the toxins can affect the development of organ systems and growth. Chemical processes generally occurs in water, soil, or the atmosphere, and they follow one of the four reactions.
Oxidation is the loss of electrons or increase in oxidation state of an atom or molecule in a chemical reaction, while reduction is when it gains electrons. Hydrolysis is a chemical process in which a molecule of water is added to a substance. Last is photolysis, where molecules are broken down into smaller units through the absorption of light.
Learning this field of study is important because it helps us trace and control contaminants. so that we can protect and control the future effects of chemicals that may pollute more our environment. That's all for today. If you like this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit the subscribe button below before you go. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe. Bye.